Have you ever noticed how more young men today openly say they prefer older women? Not as a joke, not as a phase, but as a real preference. And the truth is, it's not mainly about looks. It's not about money. And it's not about something being wrong with them. It's about a deeper psychological shift happening in modern dating. We live in a world where attention is everywhere, but connection is rare. Dating apps move fast. Conversations feel replaceable, and many young men grow up feeling pressure to impress before they even feel understood. In that environment, stability becomes attractive. Older women often represent clarity. They know who they are. They've already questioned themselves, failed, learned, and grown. They don't date for validation. They date with intention. For a younger guy still figuring himself out, that presence feels grounding. Many young men are emotionally tired, not because they don't want excitement, but because they've experienced too much emotional unpredictability. Older women tend to communicate directly. They say what they want. They say what they don't want. There's less guessing, less chasing, and less emotional testing. That creates psychological safety. For the first time, a young man doesn't feel like he has to perform. He doesn't feel like he has to prove himself constantly. He feels calm. And calm is powerful when chaos is normal. But here's where the attraction goes even deeper. It's not just emotional. It's about identity. Older women often carry a quiet confidence. They don't search for approval. They don't need to be chosen. They choose. That energy changes how a younger man feels around them. Instead of feeling evaluated, he feels accepted. Confidence signals value at a psychological level. And when someone values themselves, others instinctively feel it. For a young man still building confidence, being around that energy is magnetic. There's also a misunderstood dynamic at play. Young men crave guidance, but they resist control. They want support without being judged. They want advice without feeling weak. Older women often provide exactly that balance. They listen. They share perspective. They allow growth without pressure. It feels less like competition and more like partnership. And contrary to popular belief, this isn't about power. Most of the time, it's about peace. Older women don't need to dominate outcomes. They don't need constant reassurance. They've already lived through emotional chaos. So they choose calm. And calm is deeply attractive to a generation raised in uncertainty. There's also an intimacy aspect people rarely discuss honestly. Older women are often comfortable with connection. They don't rush intimacy. They don't shame inexperience. They don't expect perfection. That removes performance anxiety. When pressure disappears, presence increases. And presence creates deeper connection than performance ever could. So no, younger men being attracted to older women isn't a trend.